So do you really need to be born with a silver spoon up your exhaust pipe to make it to the top? Or can you get there from more humble beginnings? Well, let's find out, shall we? This is a 535, but it is the 535 Sport. Basically, the only base version is the SE, on which you get pretty much everything. Electric seats, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. Costs you about $35,140. To spec it up to this, the Sport, it's gained the M-type suspension and huge alloy wheels, a nice fancy steering wheel, a few body styling details, another £2.5 grand, thank you very much, taking it to a total of 37,640 quid. It is every inch the highly polished, highly educated, charming ex-graduate. Joined the firm straight to the top, no messing about. You will not find this larking around at the back of the canteen chucking buns. Oh no, this one will be sitting at the back talking to the boss. Let me put it this way, come Christmas party time, the BMW 535 is not the one you'll find in the store cupboard giggling at the secretary sitting on the photocopier. This is the one you'll find in the cupboard next door, going through the personnel files. The BMW really is the colleague that everybody at work says, oh, tip for the top. I mean, people call it the best car in the world all the time, the 5 Series. And they've got a point, it is supremely competent. It isn't bad at anything. It is a pretty much unbeatable combination of comfort and performance. With the M suspension on this one, it's slightly harsher, which isn't a bad thing actually for me, but if you want to be a little more comfortable and cosseted, save yourself a couple of grand. Have the SE. The interior, of course, is laid out supremely well. It's quiet, understated, everything just falls to hand, there's nothing leaping up and annoying you. It just works really, really well, and that's what BMW 5 Series is all about. Maybe the only downside of the BMW is that badge BMW. The image has become not tarnished, but a little too popular. I'm not saying common, not even almost, but there's a heck of a lot of them around. It's certainly not going to be distinctive and individual anymore. But that said, it still has a touch of class about it. Well, I was kind of looking forward to being able to say about the Omega compared to the BMW, it was all a bit rough, a bit kind of, all right, mate, pull up an orange box, make yourself comfortable, knock the cat off, ignore the fags, you'll be fine. But it's not. It's lovely in here. It's actually really quite refined. It helps that it's been lightly breathed upon by an ex-Audi employee, a company not known for their ropey interiors. The Omega, or Amiga, doesn't even pretend to be a sports car unlike the BMW, which, well, really, I suppose, is a sports car. This is about wafting along in comfort. But if you have got the taxman on your tail, 60 miles an hour will come up from a standstill in 8 seconds, which isn't bad. It's about a second slower than the Beamer. This is what it's really about, though. Slouching your way through the city, stuck at the lights again, bored. Looking around, what have I got? But loads of them. Don't forget, a lot of these business people, they get to the top, they're still stuck somewhere in the 80s. They want good old-fashioned buttons everywhere. We got loads of stuff on it. In a truly classless society, the path to the top would be open to all, to Vauxhall and BMW alike. But it is still true, sadly, that if you want to make it and you come from more humble beginnings, you're always going to have to work that little bit harder than those born with just the right name. Out of these two, for me, if I'm honest, price aside, it's got to be the BMW, hasn't it?